and welcome back to The Independent Pianist. I am your host, Cole Anderson. Another Rachmaninoff etude today, and one of the most unique and striking pieces Rachmaninoff ever wrote. Everything about this piece is remarkable. It does not at all fit the common idea of an etude. It is rather highly melodic and understated. It does have one very difficult section, a fearsomely difficult middle section, which is much harder actually than you might imagine simply from its sound. It sounds hard enough, certainly, in which the right and left hands have to rapidly make room for each other in a cadenza-like passage. But other than that, this piece's main difficulty is its sphinx-like mystery. It's very difficult to know what to make of it or how to interpret it. From the beginning, there is a slightly archaic sound that Rachmaninoff suggests by frequent use of open fifths and fourths in the harmony, and also a curious lack of melodic variety. Although the piece kind of resembles a three-part ABA form, there really is only one main melodic motive in the piece, a motive of 4 descending notes that is found everywhere from beginning to end. I think it is telling that these 4 notes are in descending motion. And I have my own idea about what this piece really means. I certainly have no evidence for this, but just based on the music itself and my reaction to it, I find that this piece seems almost like a meditation on depression. Rachmaninoff, of course, was famously depressive. You may even have heard the story of how he became so depressed after the failure of his first symphony that he completely withdrew from composing for several years until a course of therapy with Nikolai Dahl helped him to resume his work. What followed from that, of course, was his second piano concerto. However, it's not so well known, perhaps, that Rachmaninoff grappled with depression throughout his life. Friends, acquaintances, and fellow musicians noted his tendency towards a somewhat morbid and hyper-self-critical impulses that contributed to his suffering bouts of depression on and off throughout his life. This was counterbalanced, oddly enough, by a highly fun-loving and affectionate nature, but that nature only really came out in his private life with his closest friends and family. Well, in this piece, I believe he distills the experience of depression in an extraordinarily moving way. He paints this picture with a striking economy of means. This restless, brooding, descending motive that I mentioned is everywhere in the music, and every attempt to counter it, to rise upwards, is always thwarted in some way, and the music instead falls again and again, always pulled back down to earth in the same obsessive idea. Even the strange kind of perfunctory cadences in this piece support this idea as well. Given the very long-breathed singing quality of the music, these strangely abrupt, disjointed cadences seem very out of place, very weak, despondent, and hopeless. The most powerful moment perhaps is at the end, where Rachmaninoff invokes one of his heroes, Frédéric Chopin, by quoting the ending of his famous G minor ballade. There's an angry kind of jutting scale that races upwards, only to be answered by 2 grim, lone, sepulchral chords. It's a marvelously beautiful and dark masterpiece with a power that far exceeds in scope its mere 4-minute runtime. I find this piece very moving and also very inspiring because it documents in a very personal way the interior struggle that Rachmaninoff faced throughout his life, and that ultimately he triumphed over through his art and through his connections to his friends and family. In the end, this dark tide never fully overtook him. He always found himself again in some way. So hopefully this is not too grim of an interpretation on my part. Again, it's entirely my own personal feeling. I have no extra musical evidence whatsoever to support my idea, but I feel convinced based on the music itself that this idea has some credence. Now, this is certainly one of my favorite among Rachmaninoff's compositions. It's simply extraordinary, and I hope it will become your favorite as well. So as usual, I ask you to please do consider supporting this channel if you like the content. You can do that most easily through patreon.com, www.patreon.com/independentpianist. There you can sign up to make a monthly pledge to support this channel. Even if you only sign up for $1 or $2 a month, that would be of inestimable service to me in keeping this channel alive. I've said before, I think if everybody who subscribed to this channel just donated a couple dollars a month, like the price of a cup of coffee, then I could really put my full focus into bringing you this content month after month. So please do consider doing that. You can also make a one-time donation through PayPal. I have a link for that too in the description box. Also, I take private students online. If you want to study with me, feel free to drop me a line at cole@independentpianist.com. But if you can't support the channel financially, feel free just to support me by hitting the subscribe button and the like button and leaving a comment below. That helps me to show up on the YouTube algorithm better. So thank you very much for that. And until next time, this is Cole Anderson signing off.